Hey everyone, it is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it is day 23 of 30 days of sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. So today's exclusive sketch was created by Michelle West. So it's also Sunday, so the Sketch Sunday crew will be playing along with this one as well, and I will have all of their links down below. So the sketch doesn't call for any mixed media, but I decided to do a little bit of mixed media. I dug into my, I guess it's like my neutral bag of loose papers, and I found this paper. This is definitely old. I think it is a Heidi Swap, like resist paper. And so you can kind of see that there's these lines across it. So that's like resisting the color and the other areas it's sticking to. And so I'm just doing a little packaging technique with two colors. One is evergreen, that's the brighter one, and the other one is green olive. And I'm just kind of doing it in a little bit of a diagonal design there. So I'm going to set that kind of off to the side to dry. And then I'm going to kind of work basically off screen on the actual layout. So I have 3 photos. All of them are 3x4, and I'm going to put 2 of them together to create a 4x6. And so that's going to give you that idea of having a smaller photo on top of a larger photo. So in the sketch, it does say the bottom one is 4x6 and the top one is, I think it says 3x3. I think it says 3x3. So I would say my ratio is pretty good. And then she's got these banners coming out. So I just went in my scrap bin and pulled out several, and I'm going to use those to make these banners. So I needed a little bit of reference as to how big of an area I was working on. So I just grabbed this paper sitting on my desk, and I'm using it as a reference for the 12x12. It's not going to go on this paper. It's going to go back on the background paper that I made that is currently drying. So I'm going to create all these strips, and some of them I made sure that they were going the right direction, and some I didn't. So the blue ones are going opposite direction, but the green strips that have like wording on them, they're all going the right direction. So it looks like in the sketch, it called for 2 banners. I'm going to do 3. So I'm going to do a blue, a green, and then this wood green. And you can kind of see how that is really looking just like the sketch to me. So I just fishtail my banners by folding over the edge and cutting at an angle, and that totally works. So here I am. I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue. Like, I don't want to stick it to the background paper that I'm using for measuring. I just want it to kind of stick to hold everything in place. And it works pretty well. Only one of the banners didn't make it on. So I'm just going to add a little bit of extra adhesive there, and then it's pretty much ready to go on my layout. So that's pretty dry. I think there's a few small wet spots, but not too many. And so I feel good that I can go ahead and attach it. So this is going to be a fairly minimal embellishing per se. So I'm going to do a little bit of embellishing up in the top left-hand corner, and then I'm going to put my title actually on the bottom. So she shows her title up in the top, which would have totally worked if I didn't make my banners so long. But because my banners were so long, I'm going to put mine down at the bottom. And so I really wanted to use these alphas and I didn't have an in. So I Frankenstein one. Well, actually, I tried to Frankenstein with a couple of letters, and this was the best that I could come up with. And I still didn't necessarily really like how it looked. So I'm going to fussy cut out a small camera to kind of cover that little join down there at the bottom. And that's going to make me a lot happier. So in this upper area, I'm just going to add a label die cut and a fussy cut camera. And in the bottom is just going to get a leaf and another fussy cut camera. I did have this word big hanging out in my stash of like need to use up kind of situation. So my title is going to say big win. And I'm going to finish it off with some of this beautiful black and white lined frazzle. So I'm going to stick that under that top photo, and that's pretty much going to do it for this layout. So I did actually journal on this, if you can believe it, before I took the pictures, which it's a little smeary because it has that resist, but it works out good. So this particular game was kind of a big deal because one of the kids had played with the boys from our town before they had moved, some of the high school career and all of Little League and that type of thing. So it was really definitely kind of rivalry, but not with the whole team, just just with that one player. And so there's lots of heckling going on, and it was a good time. We had a good time. But it was a makeup game because they had had too much snow previously. So it was a Saturday game, which was a bummer because we had Supercross tickets, which were in Phoenix. So we had like, I don't know, a 3.5, 4 hour drive after this game to get to that. So we barely saw any of that. So we did so much driving that day. But it was a big win. It was a big win for them. So I really love how this turns out. I have a couple more of these resist papers, and I think I need to pull them out because they're pretty cool. Like, I kind of miss them. So I do have a couple of close-ups. Check out that resist. It's so cool. Like, yeah, we need more of those. And I stamped my date. That's pretty darn cool too. So there is the final layout. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. And remember to wear your crown and check out Michelle as well as the playlist. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.